So, guys, welcome once again to another review and recap. And today we're diving into Married to Medicine. I just remember that there was a show I usually do or watch that I forgot that it had aired. I just remembered it right now. Wow, fucked up. Anyway, guys, thanks for joining today. We're gonna be talking about Married to Medicine, the new season 12, episode 1. We Firstly, before we go ahead and talk about this episode, I want to say Toya's house. Wow, that house is beautiful. I am so happy for her that she has finally gotten a house for herself. She has stopped renting and she has gotten a house for herself. I'm proud of her. She has put in the work, her and Eugene, and I think finally she has gotten the dream she wanted. So I'm happy for her. She's happy. We are all happy. Now let's
Okay.
dive into the episode. They started the episode with Quad having like an after party of her birthday party. I did watch the birthday party. She went live on Instagram when she did the birthday party, and I did notice that Simone was not there. I noticed that all the ladies were there except Simone. Um, when I watched the Instagram live, I was like, I guess Simone was not gonna be ever there because when they did the birthday party, it was a little bit close after the reunion. So I was like, that's not gonna happen. But we saw it play in the episode. Simone was invited a day or the same day the party was happening, and which is up. It's not possible. Like even I myself, if I'm invited to a party the same day the party is holding, I don't think I would be there. I wouldn't. There's no way I'm gonna shift over. Maybe I'd already in my mind said, "Oh, I want to be at home today. I want to rest. I want to take my time," and you then tell me, "Oh, you have a birthday party." There's no way I'm going to be at that birthday party. It's not possible. But we saw Quad and Simone talking about their issues, and we saw Simone talking with Jackie, Dr. Jackie, and we saw Quad talking with the new girl Angel and some of her friends that are not on the show. Um and King. Um the way Kwa talked about the fact that she didn't really invite her after she sent a birthday text message to her, and she kind of jabbed at her and said the best birthday gift to be that you should pay my mortgage for me. I felt that that was nice because I don't know. I watched that YouTube live that Simone did with what's her name, Sweetie, and I felt like I don't care how many issues you have, like going to Sweetie's YouTube channel just to laugh at Quad doesn't make sense. And I also felt like embarrassed for Sweetie because I knew that Sweetie was gonna lose out because I knew that um Simone was actually using Sweetie to get a Quad. I knew that Simone was actually was using Sweetie, and at that moment she was enjoying the fact that somebody was we had together going against Quad, and it turned out wrong for Sweetie because at the end of the day she has also fallen out with Simone. So I knew that that was going to happen. But I love the fact that Quad threw that jab to Simone. That's the text message that you had to buy a birthday gift for me to pay my mortgage and the rest. And but have watching Simone explain the situation with Jackie, we saw that she really does not really feel sad or feel bad for saying that about Quad, and she's on that front of, oh, she can. I also saw the part where she called Simone a traitor. It was a she had this she went on this podcast or something, Quad,
Yeah, it was a
and they were asking
television
her.
show.
Yeah, she was asking the question. They were asking the question, and she said that I did know about that. Um, but I understood why she said that because at that time, her and Simone are not we're not close. And if there was anybody she wanted to give that attribute to, it was supposed to be Simone. Who else was she supposed to trade at? Again, so Simone was taking that personal. What do you really think is the issue? Because watching two of them give their own definition, I don't think these people would ever resolve. I do not think that Simone and Quad would ever resolve that issue. And truthfully, I do not want to see that this season will be another season of Simone and Quad having a row, always fighting over the same thing. And we are seeing it already playing out already in the episode one, where Simone is not feeling apologetic for saying that about Quad's mortgage or her house, and Quad is not backing down because she felt like that's an insult to her. Two of them are standing on the fact that I'm the right one, you're the wrong one. Simone is saying she's the right one, Quad is the wrong person. Quad should apologize to her. Quad is saying that Simone is the wrong one, Quad should apologize to her. Now, listen to that conversation. Do you think that there's literally a moment where you feel like there will be a little bit of reconciliation between Quad and Sweet and Simone, Dr. Simone?
No, I really don't. I just think I felt like it was really petty of Dr. Simone to
Yeah.
to make low blows. You know,
Mm,
usually when somebody's all up in your business like that, and they're making
mm,
these little low blows and little side jokes, that's because they're really
mm,
not happy within their life. Now, if you're happy and content within your life, why is your nose in somebody else's business? You know what
mm,
I'm saying? So
mm-hmm.
I don't think there's any resolution to this little nasty cat fight that they're having. You
Yeah.
know, um, I understand where Quad is coming from. I mean, we all know what Quad has been through. You know, I say touche and bravo to Quad because after you've been knocked down, sometimes it's hard to get back up. And the fact that she
Yeah.
has gotten back up, she had a nice little penthouse apartment. Now she has a banging house. She's giving
Mm-hmm.
parties. Her Rolls Royce is parked in the front. Her body's still tight. You know, uh, if
Exactly.
yeah,
She's
she's like
looking great
living.
for tour.
Yeah, she's living her best life. And I say, hey,
Yeah.
live your best life. Everybody needs to live their best life. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And like I said, uh, I really don't have any dogs in this fight, but I
Yeah.
feel that Dr. Simone, at the ripe old age that she is, she should be mature enough to give credit when credit is due. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? If you
Yes.
guys are not getting along, then you're not getting along. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
you don't have to be gossiping it up with everybody who's gonna listen to you complain about this person.
Exactly. That's what I feel like if I get to a certain stage where I feel like me and you's relationship is just too toxic, what I would just do for myself is just be like, you know what? We can never be mended. The relationship can never mend. And I would just get myself to the space where anything you say would not bother me and I would not say anything about you for my own peace of mind. And for somebody that claims she's that matured, like Simone always claims that she's a matured, aged woman, I feel like she's supposed to be like, oh, you know what, Quad, let's act our age. If we cannot be friends, that's understandable. It's not by force to be friends. Friendship is not by force. If you see that you're trying to form a friendship and it's not working, I say it. If you're trying to form a friendship with somebody and it's not working, move on. Move on to greater things. Friendship is not a thing to force at all. And I just think that that's the problem with Dr. Simone and Quad. I don't know whether Dr. Simone is trying to force this friendship or Quad is trying to force the friendship, but I just feel like the friendship should not be something that they should force on each other. Simple and short.
Yeah,
And I think if they get that, yeah. You want to say something?
well, what I really don't get is if you're making up as friends, because we've done seen them in the uh past episodes of them
Yeah.
making up and everything is cool, then they fall
And they
back
go back.
out. Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's why
It's
even
because it's
do
not
that?
genuine.
Yeah, It to me, it's not, it's like phony and fake.
Mhm.
You
That's
know
why I
what I'm
said it
saying?
is. That's why I said it's like a toxic relationship. Like your apology to each other is not genuine. You know in your mind of the mind that you just it's like they know between themselves that we can't I can't really forgive this person. I can't let go of the words we've exchanged between ourselves. It's like you get what I mean. It's like there's some that's why I say sometimes it's better to beat up somebody than to say words to them. Maybe for me, sometimes I prefer you beat me up because at the end of the day the injury will heal and I'll move on. But when it comes to words, I feel like words tend to stick longer. We tend to remember the words people said, and there's been a lot of words being said between the both of them. Imagine in the episode again, we saw Simone kind of threatening, being like, "There are a lot of things I know about Quad. If I should say them, it will come." That already I don't like because why are you threatening that there are things you know about somebody, and if you say those things about the person, it's literally life's gonna be difficult for the person. I feel like I see looking at Simone and Quad, I think the best thing for them is to forget about the friendship. Forget that there will ever be any friendship between the both of them and move on. That's the only way I think that they can be cordial. For
Right.
them to forget that they ever had a friend. The friendship lasted while it lasted. I think the era has come to an end for the
Yeah.
friendship.
And she needs to kind of watch it because, I don't think Cecil really wants that smoke from King, because we know King. King can get like, he's about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And Cecil, he's kind of, getting up there in age, and he probably just wants to golf and eat a good meal when he get home, and snuggle up to his wife. He's not about that type of life. If he ever was, you know what I'm saying? He's at the age where he,
hmm,
he just wants it mellow and steady. You know what I'm saying? And King is about that life. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
furthermore, let's go back to when they were in the kitchen, Toya and uh, Dr. Simone were in the kitchen,
yeah,
and Cecil was trying to tell her, about Heavenly, like, don't be bringing nothing up. If she doesn't
yeah.
bring it up, then leave it alone.
Hmm.
Because he knows how Dr. Damon, okay, he's quiet. He's a quiet little teddy bear, but
Yeah,
he
and
don't
he,
play.
he
He don't
doesn't
play
want to
about
stir up
Heavenly. He
issues.
he doesn't play about his family. He doesn't play about Heavenly.
Mm-hmm.
So he's not gonna play about his kids.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I just think it's better for all of them like that. Well, let's move forward. Let's talk about Toya. Like I said, Toya's house is very magnificent and very beautiful. We saw Toya in the house, and Eugene comes back. I don't think we'll be seeing a lot of Eugene in this season. Because hearing the fact that he works 5 days because he earns more this period, and of course he has to earn more. They just bought a new house, so there's a lot of you know financing things, and I understand where he's coming from, but she's kind of complaining the fact that she doesn't like it. But um sorry, when Toya was complaining, I was like, Toya, you always wanted to live the high life, and for him to support your high life, he has to work extra. He has to do jobs that knows that can afford that extra life. He knows he's the wife he married. He knows the wife he married. So do you feel like her complaining the fact that he's working 5 days a week compared to the fact that she always wants to live that high life and he's trying to give her that life without complaining? Do you think it was kind of wishy-washy or somehow?
I look at it like this. Who wants a man who is always under him, who's not working?
Uh-huh.
Raise your hand. You see what I'm saying? Nobody wants
Yeah.
that. So if you're complaining that he's working too much, you're not working at all. Why don't you go get a full-time job or a part-time job, because your kids don't need a babysitter? You know what I'm saying? Um, and go and help him out where then he can reduce some of his hours or some of the work that he's taking in. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? You can't have it both
yeah.
ways. You can't have it both ways. He's not a billionaire. If he is a billionaire and he made his money when his eyes are closed, he wakes up and he's had beat up, made all that kind of money in his sleep, then yeah, okay. You know what I'm saying? But you can't have it both ways. You know, it takes
Yeah.
hard work to get
Exactly.
the things that you want in this life. Nothing is for free. Nothing is easy. You know, so I'm very proud and happy to see them finally getting them a house that they love. They're gonna enjoy. It's a bad house. I love that house. You know, so I'm happy for them. But you can't have it both ways. Oh, and one thing else I wanted to say,
Yeah.
I don't think that I would have announced that my husband is away from the house 5 days a week. That means I'm vulnerable for 5 days. You see what I'm saying? I'm vulnerable for 5 days with
Yeah.
two little preteens, you know, and he's only there twice a week. I wouldn't have let nobody know all that. I would have had everybody thinking, yeah, he's here every night. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe she's trying to be transparent because maybe she looks like, okay, this is a reality TV show. I shouldn't be lying, and maybe she doesn't want to further start explaining why Eugene is probably not going to be like, we would visibly be seeing his absence in so many things, right?
Right, right.
So I think maybe she's just trying to nip it now in the board, being like, you know what? I don't want to keep on explaining to the viewers or those that be like, oh, the reason why Eugene is not here is because of this, because of that. So everybody already knows that okay, Eugene is working 5 days a week. So any event we're fixing that is in that days where he's working, he's not gonna be there. So I feel like maybe that's another reason for me. I feel like she just said it there so the
Right,
viewers understand if they're not seeing Eugene, because sometimes we like to speculate, we like to add five and six together, we like to allegedly we like to be investigative journalists, we always like to be that. I'm
right.
pretty sure that most of us now, when we are watching the show and we are seeing less of Eugene, people will start being like, oh, is the marriage in trouble? Is there something going on? We are not seeing Eugene like we used to see him last season. Eugene is missing on the show. Eugene is less on the show. You get what I mean? People will start
I mean,
speculating.
yeah, I get it, but in the world that we live in now, too
Mm,
much information is
it's not good.
is not good in the wrong hands.
Mm,
So I would have been like, okay, he's working late. I wouldn't have been like, okay, he's working 2 hours out of town and takes him 2 hours to get there. And look, I have worked uh 2 hours out of town before. I have never spent a night away from home trying to work no job. I'm gonna make my way back home. I don't care how tired I am. You know, Even if that meant I get 4 hours of sleep and I'm getting back up, getting back dressed, getting back ready, and headed back out to the same job. Been there,
yeah.
done that. You know,
Everybody's different.
Very
Everybody's
true.
different.
Very true.
Everybody's different. For me, I don't think I myself would be able to do that where I'm working 2 hours from home and I would stay there. I feel like I would preferably be like Eugene, to get a hotel probably close to where I'm staying, or get a house where probably close to where I'm working, because I don't think I can be doing that stressful, waking up very early, doing everything, and I'm not having enough amount of sleep. I don't think I can do it. So I feel like everybody's different, and maybe he felt like it's easier for me, for my body, for my system, for my life, for my
Right.
mental health, for me to
I get
literally
it.
just
I get
wake
it.
up and stay over there where I'm working for the days that I do work. So I just feel like that's it. But you know what? I feel like I also as much as it has its advantages. We just said we don't want to feel down and everything. It also has its disadvantages. And as a
Yes.
married woman, you would just be there thinking, okay, my husband is 5 days a week. Like, the way she just dropped that, he can have another family, that kind of things. Things like that happen.
Right.
So it gives leeway for that. It gives leeway for easy cheating. And
Yes.
you will not be able to see anything because he comes back home refreshed and fine and be good,
Right.
right? You will never know anything. So I that's the only disadvantage for me in that situation. But I hope that Eugene is being a good boy. I just hope, or a good man, rather. I hope he's doing that. And let's move on to what's their name? The people that did the party. I Dr. Mimi. Yeah. Dr. Mimi and her husband were throwing a polo party, but I don't understand. How is it a polo party without horses? Like, I don't think that is really a polo party. I just felt like maybe they felt like dressing like that. Um, but she threw a party and she invited all the ladies, and Heavenly was not in attendance. And then we also saw in that party, we saw Jackie and Toya have a conversation where Toya and Jackie was like, the way you talked about my husband on Watch What Happens Live with Andy, and said the fact that Curtis has had his hand on so many women's waist on the show was disrespectful to her husband and doesn't like represent what he is. And Toya went ahead and said what he is now. That's she's trying to say, okay, yes, that's not what, like, how would I put it? Him before was who she said, but him now is probably not who she said. I felt like that was shade and that was unnecessary from Toya, trying to differentiate, being like, oh, maybe now, but then he wasn't that kind of he was that kind of person. I felt like that was unreasonable. And how do you feel about Toya being like, instead of her trying to be like, okay, I'm wrong, she's also still asking Jackie to apologize to her? How did you feel about that whole argument between, not like argument because Jackie tried not to argue, that whole conversation between Toya and Jackie about the Curtis statement?
Um, I felt that, look, don't bring my old pain back up in front of me, especially about my relationship when I'm trying to like build back up. You
Mm,
know what I'm saying? Don't bring old shit up. You know, I mean,
yeah.
because there have been things said about Toya, a few, you know, uh, that nobody keeps bringing up and bringing up and bringing up. You
Mm,
know, so yeah, I thought that was just totally unnecessary. Um, Toya, you don't need a storyline, girl, because you lit already. You know what I'm saying? You don't need no type of storyline. You don't need to be attacking, you know, and bringing up old pain, and it's. I just felt it was totally unnecessary. I mean, even though what she said was true in the past, you know,
yeah.
and I mean, Curtis is no angel, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and he's done some embarrassing shit, but as my friend or my associate, and we're hanging in a social circle, no, I don't need you bringing up old shit, especially about my husband's infidelities,
Yeah.
especially if I'm trying to get over it. So I think Jackie handled that pretty well.
Mm. Now we also had Toya. I think Toya was being messy in this party. We also had Toya talk about Heavenly not being there and asking Jackie why Heavenly was not being there. And Jackie was like, she's in politics now. She has a lot of things going on and she couldn't be here. And Toya was trying to insinuate that it's because of their son and the alleged arrest that was going on. And that's why she wasn't there. She didn't want people talking about the kids. Um, I felt like Toya shouldn't have said that because it's not necessary. It's not necessary. She's not there. She's not there. Don't bother about it.
Yeah, I mean that wasn't cool on Toya's part. You know what I'm saying? Um, I don't know what's going on with Toya, but Toya has always been like this. You know what I'm saying? And there's no excuse, but you know, don't bring kids in it. Whatever goes on with kids, not unless that person is coming to you saying, "Hey, look, I know you heard," or I want to set things straight. You know, uh, going to the second or the third party, that may know a little something, and you just hoping that they spill. That's a little messy, you know.
Yeah,
So I don't feel that Toya should be doing that because, oh man, her kids haven't grown up yet. You never know what the future holds, and I'm praying to God nothing ever happens, but you know, don't kick somebody when they're down. And,
exactly.
and family shit is family shit, has nothing to do with
Exactly.
you. You
Especially when
know,
it comes to a kid.
yeah, it has nothing to do with you. Are you offering any help? Are you offering, well, hey, I know a good attorney, or a good counselor, family counselor. Like, you're not offering nothing besides trying to find out a little bit more than what was on the internet.
Mm,
Why did she go over to Heavenly's house? Hey, Heavenly, look, I don't know what's going on, but at this point, you don't really have to tell me. I'm just here for you. What do you need me to do?
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Be a friend.
exactly. I just felt like that did not make sense. Well, I guess we just have to wait to when her and Heavenly have a chat. But I just felt like that was off and it was not necessary for her to do that. I would try to insinuate, like, I feel like she was trying to shame Heavenly, and that doesn't make sense. It could be anybody. It could be anybody. Who knows? Now we had another introduction to another new cast, and that's Brandy. She's friends with Toya, and Toya introduced her to the group. But why was Jackie talking about her thyroid being large? Like I felt like that was off. Like how are you meeting someone for the first time and asking the person about their thyroid? Like it didn't make sense to me. Jackie, I know you are a doctor, but I just think that for the first impression you want to give somebody, that was the wrongest thing to say.
Yeah, I mean, since that Simone's friend. I thought I was under the impression that was Simone's friend.
Yeah. No, that was Toya's friend, not Simone.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, I understand being a doctor, and I understand, you know, the, you can glance at a person, and basically, if you're a doctor and if you're tuned in, you can glance at a person and basically kind of see some symptoms, you know.
Yeah.
And with that being, she should have just said, "Hey, off camera, hey, why don't you come to my office? Let's give you a physical." You know, I don't want to alarm you, but I think a physical would do you some good. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, I noticed her neck myself. Even before Dr. Jackie mentioned it. When I seen her um, On the TV, I noticed her neck, and I noticed it's probably a thyroid problem,
Yeah.
because some women with overactive thyroids, their throat kind of swells up, and your thyroid is one of the main organs in your body that helps keep everything regulated, you know,
I,
and when you
I,
live,
I also I I also noticed her thyroid, but I just felt like for the first day conversation, it was not necessary to say
no,
that.
it wasn't. It
Maybe
wasn't.
after your second or third meeting, you can say that, but not for the first one.
Right.
Not, not for the first one at all. We also saw Quad and Simone talk at the party. I felt like the both of them were just shitting themselves, and I felt like that place was not the right place for them to have that child. I just feel like they don't even be knowing where they should be talking about their issues. That is a party. Do not use your own to spoil other people trying to have fun. I swear
Right.
to God, one thing I hate is when I'm in a party, a group of people are there sucking out the fun out of the party by fighting all the rest. It pains me. You are at the party. There is no need for you guys to be arguing. You should save it for when you guys hang out, or maybe the girls hang out, or the both of you call each other out, call each other, and fix up a place to meet. And at the end of the day, you were like, for me, I at that stage, I was even tired of hearing the both of them voices. I
Yeah,
was tired.
for me, as a person who gives a lot of parties every year, like anywhere from 5 to 6, yeah, I would be upset, if I had that type of stuff in my party. I mean, because everything I go through to get everything just right. I mean, the food just right, the
Yeah,
decorations, or any type of preparations. I'm preparing for like a week, ahead of time. So that's a lot of time and effort and money that I'm going through just to make it a pleasant, cool experience for all involved. For somebody to come there with their little gripes and stuff, and they're not mature enough to not handle it in my presence, in my party, it would make me upset. I'm the first to show you the door. Sorry, but
yeah,
you gotta go, you know? So,
yeah.
Dr. Mimi, man, she's better than me because I, I
And
would
the
have been
way she
escorting your ass. Yeah, I'd have been escorting your ass up out of there.
and I like the way as a whole she did not allow it to escalate because she was not ready for anybody ruining the party she organized.
Yeah,
I
but Toya,
Toya,
Toya's
like,
crazy.
why was she
So
even calling them a
she said,
clique?
she
Because they
said,
were close.
yeah, she said, when are you guys gonna resolve this?
Like,
Toya's crazy.
and the fact that at the end of the episode we kept on seeing, they kept on playing all the fights that will happen this season. I'm like, wow, we are still gonna have Simone and Quad clash. Not surprising. We are gonna have Toya and Heavenly clash. We're gonna have Toya and the whole group. We're gonna have Toya and Mimi. It seems like Toya is gonna have a lot of quarrels this season.
Yeah,
It seems like.
I'm just kind of shocked to see what's her name? Doctor.
Dr. Mimi.
No, not Dr. Mimi. The doctor that body bills. I can't think of her name right now.
The doctor that body builds.
Yeah.
Brandy. One of the is it the new how the new I say housewife, the new doctors?
No, she's a doctor that's been on there in the past, but she just came back because her and
Contessa.
Heavenly, her and Heavenly used to get into it a lot.
Contessa.
Yeah, Dr. Contessa. I'm just shocked to see Dr. Contessa is not in the midst of stuff this time. You know what I'm saying? She seems like she's like trying to be the peacekeeper. Like, hey, I'm not trying to get in this mess. You need to calm down.
Yeah.
You need to calm down. You know what I'm saying? She's neutral, which is
And
cool.
that's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
At least the husbands are not fighting this season.
Oh, yeah. Thank
Hopefully.
goodness. You said hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully, because now that Toya, we will not know how Damon is gonna respond with this Toya pushing about their child's issue.
True.
So I don't know how Damon is gonna respond. So that's why I'm saying for now.
Right.
We don't know whether before the season wraps there's gonna be, but for now
Hmm.
there isn't. So
We'll see.
we'll see. We're gonna see. Well, that is where we're gonna wrap up for today's review of Married to Medicine. Make sure you join us same time next week for another review of Married to Medicine. And don't forget to like, comment, and share. This video is very much appreciated. And also don't forget to click the subscribe button down below to subscribe. We're gonna see you guys same time next week. Have a nice day, guys. Bye.
Bye.